The kingdom had waited years for this moment. An alliance long sought, a pact that promised peace between rival powers, written in an ancient language few could read, and fewer could understand. At the center of it all stood the Alpha King. Strong, feared, unyielding, a ruler who trusted strength above all else. And beside him, the one man he trusted to give that strength meaning. His translator. The only voice capable of turning forgotten symbols into living words. The hall was silent as the ancient scroll was unrolled. Ink shimmered faintly across its surface. Symbols older than memory binding in ways most could not comprehend. This clause ensures mutual protection. The translator spoke smoothly, his voice calm, assured. The Alpha King listened, his sharp gaze fixed on the text, though he could not read it himself. Around them, nobles watched closely. This was history. This was power. This was trust. But not everyone in the room believed it. At the edge of the hall, unnoticed, unseen, a waitress stood still. Her tray forgotten in her hands. Because she had heard something. Not clearly. Not fully. But enough. A word. A phrase. Twisted. Wrong. Her heart began to race. She had grown up hearing fragments of the old language. Whispers passed down, half-forgotten meanings buried in stories. And what she heard now was not peace. It was submission. Her breath caught. No, she whispered. At the center of the hall, the Alpha King reached for the pen. One signature. And everything would change. Her mind screamed to stay silent. To step back. To let it happen. Because interrupting the king meant death. But letting him sign meant losing everything. The tray slipped from her hands. It shattered against the stone floor. The sound cut through the hall like a blade. All eyes turned. And before fear could stop her, she ran. Stop. The word echoed raw and desperate. Guards moved instantly. The translator turned, his calm expression cracking for the first time. The Alpha King froze mid-motion, his eyes narrowing as the girl dropped to her knees before him. You're being betrayed, she said, her voice trembling but unbroken. That's not a pact of alliance. It's a binding of surrender. Silence. Heavy. Dangerous. The translator laughed. A little too quickly. She's a servant, he said smoothly. She doesn't understand what she's saying. But the king was no fool. He stepped closer. Slowly. Deliberately. Then explain it again, he said, his voice low. This time, the translator hesitated. Just for a second. But it was enough. The king's gaze darkened. Because strength was not just power. It was instinct. And his instinct had just shifted. The scroll was unrolled further. The symbols re-examined. And the truth began to surface. Not alliance. Not peace. But control. A kingdom handed over with a single stroke of ink. The hall erupted into chaos. Guards seized the translator. Nobles shouted. But the king said nothing. He only looked at her. The girl who had nothing. No title. No protection. Yet dared to stand between him and ruin. Because sometimes the greatest threats don't come with armies. They come with trust. And sometimes the one who saves a kingdom is the one no one thought to hear.